Okay, welcome to my presentation again. Today we'll be talking about some commands in PowerShell. So when we're searching for user groups or the users or objects, organizational units, etc. So we'll run some commands. I've got these pre-made already. So if you'd like to pause the video and copy these commands down, I like to use ISE so that I can see the commands already there. So the very first one, and just for a revision or note, if I highlight it or put it next to it, like on that same line, there is a little button here displays run selection. So I'm just going to run that selection. If I press this play button, it'll run the whole. It's like a script, all the commands there. So let's click on run that particular command there, and then what happens is there's a really big list of users there. Now in big active directories that could be tens of thousands, but for a small one this is okay. So I'm doing get -ad user space -filter, and this is the wildcard, which means that whatever meets this, so this like is everything. It meets all the names. Okay. So I've got Michael Harris over here, Sarah. So these are users that I've created. Now, if I only wanted to select just the one entity, then I can use this command here. And I've got a user called s.o'connor.properties because we want to look at her properties, and then all of their properties. So the wildcard mask means all of, in other words. So I'll select that. I'll just clear the screen here, just out of habit. Run selection, and now I can see all of Sarah Connor's properties. I get to see where Sarah's where Sarah's placed in terms of organizational unit. So that's the domain Sarah's at. That's the organizational unit. The actual CN name, display name, distinguished name there. And so many other different configuration details. The object SID is critical. So there's some really important information, but we're getting the whole lot. Clear screen. We can do the same for groups. Let's have a look at all the group. The wildcard mask says to us, anything that's in group, it meets every one of the criteria. Well, here we'll have a look at how to filter that down just to a particular group. But let's run this. You know what? Let's just click on the side and let's not highlight it. See what happens. Great. Still, it's like I've highlighted it. If I click that next to it or highlight it, same thing. So we're going to see all the groups, Active Directory groups that I have. I've created a group called IT group. Now the ones above are groups that are created by Microsoft. They're built in or predefined. All right, so that's great, but we want to see one particular group, and that's the command for doing that. Note here that I've got name like, so if the name is like IT group, display that group. So it's like an if statement. Highlight that, run selection. And I'm going to only get information about the IT group. There we go, the SID, that critical security ID. If I delete that group and then create a brand new one with exactly the same details, I will have a different SID. And that's we shouldn't do that unless we know what we're doing. So it tells you the name of the group, the distinguished name, what type of group it is. So it's a security group, not a distribution group. Remember, just revision, or if you don't know what a distribution group is, that's an email group. You can create a group and get all these people with their email address, send that email to that distribution group, and then it gets sent to everyone. So this is different. This is security. It's completely different. Okay, let's clear screen. Now let's go to group members. Let's have a look at who is actually a member of the IT group. Highlight that, and then we'll see the members in that group. We'll see the SIDs, some useful information. The object class is a user. If I had computers in this group, in fact, let us add let's add into the IT group here. What computer? I don't have a computer at the moment, so let's create a computer. Now we could do this in PowerShell easily, but just because it's not our focus today, let's do this very quickly. So I might just like client 1. We won't be too creative there. Okay, we'll go back into the IT group, click on members, add, and let's type client and see if that comes up. It doesn't, so let's just double check that. Maybe we have to type in the whole client ID there. Interesting, didn't come up. And just looking at the reason why is that not showing up? Let's go into objects types, and this was deselected. It was not selected. So let's select that. Try again. Great. Now that's there. So now the client is part of that group now. So if we run this command, let's clear screen. If we run that again, we're now going to get the object class computer. How cool is that? All right, let's clear that screen and let's try to find organizational units now. I mean, there's different ways that we can do this, but this is the way that I've had the greatest success. So I want to find all my OUs, organizational units, all of them that I've created. So I've created several ones, and the computers have, there is one here which is the domain controllers. Let's have just a quick look at what that means. Domain controllers, that's an organizational unit that Windows has predefined. But I've created sales and Melbourne sales, and I've created IT. If I just want to look at the IT organizational unit, which is here, clear screen, this is the command to do it. Run selection, and then I'll get information just about that particular organizational unit. Okay, so let us go down to now, if we want to find information about a nested organizational unit. What I mean by nested, I've got sales organizational unit and I've got Melbourne sales organizational unit. So I want to find information about that particular organizational unit. I can then select that, and you'll notice that Melbourne sales is first. Then sales, so the nested organization unit, and then the first one there. Let's select that. Fantastic. So there are some commands. There are a lot more different type of commands that we can use, but this is good. This is a good start. This is a good start. Instead of using right-click, find, for example, and then typing in Sarah, getting the list of Sarahs there, we can use PowerShell to do exactly the same thing. Okay, I hope that's been beneficial, and if anyone has any questions, please leave in the comments, or you can send it to my contact details if you have them. But thank you very much for viewing, and I hope this has been beneficial for you.